everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have for you my April book haul. Now, all of these books were purchased before my book buying challenge thing, so none of these are counting against my challenge because I bought these before that. So let's just dive in. The one book that I did purchase after I set that challenge is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, and this one doesn't count because I've already read this book. I read this book last year. It was one of my favorite books that I read last year. It made my favorites list last year, and I didn't own it. And Kennedy Ryan just released these gorgeous new editions of these books, and so I knew that I had to pick it up immediately because I didn't have it on my shelf, and I talk about it all the time. So I did go ahead and let myself pick this one up. We are following a girl who is dating a basketball player, and she is at his championship game, but she's at the bar, and she ends up meeting August, who is kind of like her boyfriend's rival, and it kind of follows their journey and their friendship and their, I would say, their romance, but it's a lot, obviously, because she is already taken by someone else. Lots of trigger warnings for this one, but it's a fantastic read. It's an emotional read. It's an impactful read, and I'm so glad to have it on my shelf. Then there was a day where I had to order something on Amazon that I needed same day delivery on, and when you do that, you need to hit that certain dollar amount or they won't do it. So what did I do? I threw a book in. And I threw in The Verifiers by Jane Peck. This book is a book of the month option, but I felt like it was one of those books that I would never actually end up putting in my box because every month there's so many other good ones to put in that it's really hard to go back and pick something old up. So I figured I'll just grab this in the regular format. And this is following a girl, and I believe that she is a verifier, aka if you meet someone on a dating app or a dating website, she will verify that they are a real person, which just sounds fantastic. I met my husband on OkCupid, so I would have probably liked to verify. I mean, granted, my husband is a phenomenal person, and he ended up being a very legit person, but online dating is scary. You never know who's on the other side of that computer or phone or what have you. So a verifier would have been amazing. So this one sounded like a lot of fun. Then I have two pre-orders. One I have currently. One is not getting here till tomorrow, but I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that my daughter is actually taking a nap right now, and so is my son. So I've got two sleeping children right now, and I'm trying to take advantage because she hasn't napped in 2 weeks. So we're just rolling with it. So the first one I don't have, and that is When We Fell Apart. And this is about a man and his fiance commit suicide, but he believes that there's more to it than that, and he needs to figure out what's going on. Sounds fantastic. I had to pre-order it. I'll put a picture here. I'm sorry that I don't have it physically to hold up for you, but once I read it, I'll have the physical book for you. The other pre-order that I had was Mulberry Hollow. This is by Denise Hunter. This is the second book in the Riverbend series. We are following Avery. She is one of the siblings from the first book, and she is a doctor, and she has opened kind of almost like a small town hospital for people. And she is currently looking for another doctor. She's trying to expand her practice. And while she's doing that, we have Wes, who is a contractor, and he is walking the Appalachian Trail right now because his really good friend died and basically made him promise, you'll do this for me, fulfill my bucket list of walking the trail. So he's doing that, and his plan is to walk to Albany because his friend's sister lives there, and he promised that he'd take care of her. So he feels obligated to her. He feels like he's in a relationship with her, even though he's never met her. So he's walking this trail to go meet her, and he gets really, really, really sick on this journey, and he ends up on Avery's front porch. And she treats him and tells him you are not going anywhere. You need to recover before I let you go. And so he doesn't want anything for free, obviously. So he makes a bargain with her to help her fix up her carriage house. So that way, when she does take on a new doctor for her practice, that doctor can stay in the carriage house. So they end up creating this very emotional bond. Avery's also dealing with the fact that her mom had a very bad disease. Huntington's disease, and she has always toyed with whether or not she wants to get tested or not. So she kind of lives her life very guarded and like doesn't really want to marry anybody, doesn't want to have kids because she doesn't want to put that on anybody. And they strike up this relationship, and I've already read this one, so I better stop talking or it's going to turn into a review, but this came out this month. I also picked up this beast. This is the Nightingale. This is a bind-up anthology from a ton of romance authors, and the proceeds of this went to help Ukraine, so I had to pick this up. I'm hoping in May that I could start to put a bit of a dent in it. We'll see. The book is massive. We're just going to see how that goes, but I'm excited. I think Candy Steiner has a story in here. A whole bunch of authors that I love have stories in here, so I'm excited for this one. Oh, even though it's heavy. Somebody I follow on Instagram was selling some books that they had. She was selling hardcovers, she was selling paperbacks, and she was selling ARCs. Not selling ARCs in the sense of like actual payment, but it was just like you pay for shipping and she'll send them to you because you're not allowed to sell ARCs officially. So I did take advantage because there were 2 ARCs that she had that I really wanted to get to. So I was really excited to see that she had them. So she was selling The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa. This one, you know me in weddings. So Mia Sosa wrote, The Wrong Man. What is it? The Wrong Best Man. Is that what it's called? The Worst Best Man. And so I love books about weddings. I've been wanting to get to that one, and I just haven't bit the bullet to like purchase it. And then when I saw this one for like ultimately $4, I was like, I need that. So I picked this one up. It's my favorite color too. And it's about weddings and romance and love, and it's just, this is for me all the way. And then she also had The Cage by Bonnie Kistler. If you just saw one of my videos that I posted about books that were like on my radar and what I wanted to buy, this was on there. So when I saw that she was selling it for $4 because it's the ARC copy and I was just paying for shipping, I had to get it because it's cheaper than it is online. So I grabbed it as fast as I could. This is following women who end up on an elevator, I believe, and then when they get off, only one of them is still alive or something crazy or something wild, and I had to get it. Book of the month time. So I got 3 books. I will say I would have skipped April if I couldn't pick a member's favorite. I was not really a fan of the April choices, but there was a member's fave that I wanted, so I went for it. And I grabbed Olga Dies Dreaming by, I don't want to mispronounce this, so I'm not going to try. But I wanted this when this came out last in December, but I just, too many books, not enough space in my book of the month cart. We are following a woman, and I believe that her and her brother, like she's a wedding planner, her brother I think is in politics or something. And I think her mom dies or something, and then like there is, I don't know, a blazing talent debut with the tale of a status-driven wedding planner grappling with her social ambitions, absent mother, and Puerto Rican roots, all in the wake of Hurricane Maria. Oh, right, that's right. It's about the siblings. Their mom isn't really in their life, and I think she's trying to come back in their life. And then the hurricane in Puerto Rico happens. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm mixing up, for some reason, I think I'm mixing up these 2 synopsises. So the second book I got was Black Cake, which was also one that I wanted back in January. But again, too many good books, not enough space in the book cart. And I believe this is about, again, in present-day California, Eleanor Bennett's death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her 2 children. I merged these 2 synopsises together by accident. So yeah, excited for both of these. The reason why I definitely wanted to pick a member fave was because there was an add-on that I had to have, and that's Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Now this was one that I also put in that same video about books that I was really excited for, and we are following, this is a historical fiction novel where we're following a scientist who turns megastar for a cooking show. Sounds fantastic. I needed this in my life, and I need to get to this one ASAP. I talked to you about how I was doing lots of organizing in my house. I went through like all of the closets, like the kids' closets, my closet, the pantry, the bathrooms. Like I went nuts organizing and cleaning things. So I told myself I could treat myself to 3 books. And that's what I did. So I bought myself 3 books as a reward for cleaning the entire house, while I had a screaming toddler and a newborn around. So I think I deserved it. So I ended up grabbing The Unsinkable Greta James by Jennifer E. Smith. This is another one that was on Book of the Month, and I didn't pick it, obviously. And then Kendra grabbed it, and I went, man, now I wish I got it. And we're following a girl and her father who end up on this Alaskan cruise, and I think it's just them trying to find their relationship. I think Greta is also a musician, and I think she's struggling right now. So I think that's why she kind of also ends up on this boat with her father. I'm not sure. It just sounded really good, and this cover is beautiful, and I had to grab it. I also grabbed The Golden State by Merritt Weissenberg. This is another one I think I talked about all 3 of these in my ones that I was really excited for. And this is a YA novel, which I tend to stay away from, but it's about this girl who is kind of on the run constantly with her family. And one day she does a DNA test, which is such a bad idea when you're on the run. And I think something bad happens. I had started reading a preview of this on Facebook. It showed up in an ad, and I don't know why. I never read chapter previews typically when they show up on ads, but for some reason I decided to do it this one, and I could not put it down. I was really bummed that I didn't have the rest of the book. So hopefully I will like this one. And then the last book that I got this month was Home or Away by Kathleen West. This is about 2 girls, and when they're younger, they are trying to be Olympic hockey players, and I think something happens to one. I think it's one of them makes it, one of them doesn't, in their future. Just sounded really good. It's one of those things where I'm but it's hockey, and now we're about to go into the summer. So I don't know when I'll get to this one. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but it's beautiful. I love the colors. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know any of the books that you've hauled recently, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody.